What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to say if you're a fan of those legends of the game, I would definitely recommend subscribing to the channel. Also, guys, if this is content that you enjoy, I would greatly appreciate if you'd post or as that like button. That would help me out a great deal with YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, let's get right into today's video. So, guys, for the first time in a while, I'm doing a build that is not a request build, and well, it was kind of prompted by the a couple of requests that I've had recently. One of which was the Rasheed Wallace build, and then also the Ron Harper build. Both of those, I feel like, because with Ron Harper when he played for the Clippers, my favorite player at that time on the Clippers would have been Danny Manning, because he was just one of my favorite players of that era. Because of course he played power forward. He was a pretty decent power forward. He wasn't great, but he was a good shooter. He was decent inside. I mean, I wouldn't say that he was as great of a finisher inside as guys like Barkley or Olajuwon or other players like that. But he could hold his own inside, and he wasn't a great. Great rebounder and defender as some of the other power forwards and centers of that time as well. But he could hold his own. But he was really good at passing, and he was pretty decent with the ball in his hand. He can handle the ball pretty well for a 6'10" power forward at that time, especially. So that's the two things. The shooting and the playmaking are the two things that I'm going to focus on with this build, because I feel like that's the two best things, that Danny Manning had. But you're still going to be able to finish on the inside. You're still going to be able to play, decent defense on the interior. So you're not going to lose too much in terms of that. But let's get right into this, right? So I feel like the best way to go with this build, guys, is the Hall of Fame shooting and the Hall of Fame playmaking. Of course, with the pie chart, guys, we want to go speed because, well, as we know, anytime that that you do these builds with speed, it really just kind of destroys your your speed, or I should say, anytime you do these builds with shooting, it just destroys your speed. So what we're going to do here, guys, is we're just going to max out our close shot, our driving dunk, and our standing dunk, and then we're going to max out everything in our shooting. And then we're also going to max out everything in our playmaking, just because that's what we're focusing on with this build, guys. So we want all of those badges, or at least as many as we can get. And then we're going to max out our interior defense, our lateral quickness, and our block. And then we're going to go ahead and put the rest of that on our defensive rebounding. And it's a shame, guys, because I feel like you want these things with the Danny Manning build, but I really wish we could get that rebounding up a little bit more. But there's not a whole lot you can take away from here either, because you do want these as well as for a Danny Manning build. So it's one of those things, guys. You're just limited to what you can do in 2K with some of these builds, and this is one of them. But yeah, I feel like, to me personally, I feel like this was the best way to go with the Danny Manning build. Of course, we're going to go compact because he was kind of a thinner player. We're going to go 6'10", 230. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and max out my wingspan. It does take, one tick away from your ball handling, and of course it takes away from your shooting, but it gives us some of those things that I feel like a Manning build should have. It's going to help our block a little bit. It's going to help our rebounding a little bit, and it's going to help our dunking, and our close shots. So that's the reason why I'm doing that. It's because we just kind of have to find, and pick and choose what we do to make this build more like what we're setting out to do. And if you look at this, guys, this is one of the reasons why I went this route, is because it's so versatile. It's a lot like Manning. It's just, there's so many things that you could do here with this build. And out of these guys, I feel like, I really like the post score. I feel like it's such a good one, but I think if we were going, for a Manning build, I feel like this would probably be what we would go for, the spot up shooter. But with these guys, it really depends on you, I would say. And I feel like with my play style, I would just be so much better with this. Um, and you've built a mid-range maestro, which, I could see that with a Danny Manning, Danny Manning, like I said, he was really good in the mid-range. And we'll get right in and we'll test this build. We'll go ahead and we'll just max this out. And for our 2 finishing badges, guys, I just feel like, it being a big man build, I feel like fast twitch is the way to go. You could also do grace under pressure. I feel like rise up is the one that I would use. For this one, we're going to go hot zone hunter. We're going to go catch and shoot, of course. We're going to go corner specialist because those are all really, really good ones to me. I also feel like blinders and dead eye is a good way to go as well. And then for the last one, guys, the last one that you do, it really depends on you. I feel like I would probably go gold limitless spot up. Just to increase that ability to shoot the 3. And guys, for a power forward, you're going to have so many of these playmaking badges. I feel like you want to do glue hands. I feel like another good one with this build is post playmaker, because you are going to play in the post with this build quite a bit. Unpluckable is another way that I would go, just to kind of help make sure you're not turning the ball over. Bullet passer is another good one. I like that one a lot. I would also do space creator on this build, possibly, if you wanted to. That's another good one. And then needle threader on gold. If you wanted to switch this around to do needle threader and then space creator on gold and needle threader on Hall of Fame, you could. It really depends on you guys. Again, these badges, they're more or less a suggestion. It's not something that you necessarily have to do. If you feel a badge layout would work better for you a certain way, then you could certainly do that. And then for these 2 defensive and rebounding badges, I'm going to do rebound chaser and intimidator. That'll just, help, boost your ability to, play defense in the post and grab rebounds. And there you have it, guys. I feel like this is a pretty solid Danny Manning build. Of course, like I said, it's one of those players that it was just really difficult to build. I wish we could have got a little bit more finishing, but, I felt like we really needed that shooting and that playmaking for it to be a Manning build, because, Manning, he made some amazing passes. If you've never seen Danny Manning play, guys, you should really go check him out. I think some years back, I watched, it might have been a couple of years or a year ago or so. I remember watching a video about, just some of the great passes that Danny Manning made, and it just really, it really shows you, how good of a passer he was and how much ahead of the time he was. And I feel like he's a player that a lot of people overlook. But with that being said, guys, if you like this video, I'd greatly appreciate if you'd posterize that like button. If this is content that you enjoy, I would definitely recommend subscribing to the channel, because this is all I focus on, is those legends of the game. And with that being said, guys, have a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are. Have a good one.